Have you started your drawing already?
Yeah,
You changed locations. Your background's different.
I just put it on the other side.
Okay.
I got it on a stand, so I just put it on the other side of the table.
Did you make any further progress with your ukulele?
I'm going to finish it and then start again like you did.
Yeah. Treat this one as a practice round.
Yep. Yep.
There we go.
So so last week we decided at our ukulele group that we'd make a songbook just for us. And so that we needed a name. Like there's the Halifax Ukulele Group, which is Hug, and there's the Toronto Ukulele Group, which is Tug. So there's all these. So because we do it at Cheryl's place, we thought, and we used to do it at my place and it was called Lug.
Yeah.
And so because it's at Cheryl's place, somebody suggested we call it Chug. Like it, and we do have beer present, so
So I
Chug a lug, Chug was okay. However, after I got into my today's the contrast grid, I carried on with Chug because I was making a label for our songbook. And then somebody pointed out who worked in the forest industry that that's a kind of a slur against native people. So it kind of put a I was so excited about how it had come together, but then I felt ugh, it didn't feel
yeah.
right. So
Yeah,
I'll finish it and start over.
that's very tricky ground because it is a term like chug. Chug work was with beer, but if something is risky at being a slur, I don't know if you really wanna.
No.
Hey, you made it. Hello.
Hi, Whitney.
Is
You
anybody
look cold.
good?
I was watching Reacher because they came out with like the new season and he's just like too hot. And I was like, oh crap, I gotta go.
So we're doing contrast grid this week. We looked at these examples. There's lots of different ways you could do it. The idea was really just to make yourself a grid, maybe with a ruler or maybe not, like this one. Put a pattern over top of that grid and then color in each square in contrast to the one beside it. And your patterns can look a lot of different ways. You could get cutesy, very, very geometric, or you could go really geometric. Or you could abscond with all of those rules and do a bunch of squiggles, make a squiggle grid. Or you could try to be a little more, put a bit more into it. I'm not sure I like the message here. I'm not sure I felt like these colors actually worked all that well together, but.
Cool.
And I kind of kept with that same idea for tonight for my drawing of doing a bit more of a picture than just a simple shape. What kind of shapes did you guys pick? Well, we've heard Laureen's story, but what did you pick, Darlene?
I picked circles and dots.
Kind of like, kind of like this one.
No, sort of different.
Oh yeah,
Cool.
totally different.
Oh,
Yeah. And would you pick Wit?
I haven't decided yet.
Oh yeah, the pressure's on. What colors are you working in, Laureen?
I picked kind of the I don't know what you call them. They're not the primary colors, but they're kind of the intermediate colors and the colors in the color wheel. So they're kind of I like vibrant colors, but they're so the orange and the green and the turquoise
Yeah.
purple and kind of went across the color wheel and picked these ones.
And it's a pencil crayon night.
It's a pencil crayon night, yes.
What are you using, Darlene?
I'm using acrylic pens,
Oh, cool.
paint pens.
How do you like those?
I do.
Yeah.
I use them a lot on rocks.
Oh, yeah.
Mm,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Are you one of the secret people that leaves rocks around town?
Yep.
So that's cool, Darlene. I didn't know there was such a thing.
Yeah, and it's like a felt pen, but instead of having like an alcohol ink, it's full of acrylic paint, right?
Yeah, almost like a felt pen, but acrylic paint. And
Yeah.
you can get them with brushes and fine tips and all sorts of tips.
And they're really opaque. Like they have a really good coverage and they stick
Yeah.
to pretty much anything, which is a great thing about them too.
So how's everyone's week been?
Good, but busy.
The weather's getting better again. We can start doing more things.
Yes.
Yeah, it's nice
Yeah.
to see the snow gone.
Yeah,
It is a really hard time too, particularly for older people,
yeah.
us older people.
I was just thinking that, Lorene.
How's your weather going, Whit?
Well, we just finished off a snowstorm after a snowstorm after a cold snap. Things are finally warming up, so that's good. It's all
So
right.
you're probably getting the same weather as Eastern Canada, Toronto.
Very much like the wind and the cold in Manitoba. It was minus 35 2 days ago.
Oh, I
For
don't like
like
it.
a solid 5 days, it was minus 30. Like
Oh.
it's like finally minus 11 there, and I'm like, oh, it's warming up. I got an email from like the hydro company being like, you used more natural gas this month, the past 30 days. Like, here's some helpful tips for efficiency. And I'm like, thanks, guys. I don't think it matters in this circumstance. Like,
Yeah, I can't turn the outside heat up enough to balance the heat of my house.
it's like, it is like a solid 20% colder than it was last month. That's why my heating, it's like 20% more. Like,
How are you feeling about all the Canadian Trump stuff going on?
oh, for me, I just don't listen to the news and I'm fine. And I'm drinking. That's what I
It's
got.
kind of the only thing to do, isn't it?
Right? I wanted to watch the hockey game tonight, but then I was like, I don't know. Like, there's a lot of Americans here that are like very, very sympathetic to like the Canadian like plight right now because they're all just like, what do we do about it? Like,
Yeah. And Whitney, are you marrying an American?
I am. We have not set a date because we're both broke and we're not really in a particular rush to go through the headache that is wedding
You've
planning.
both been married before too, so it's not.
Yeah. Although I think this is going to definitely be a bigger wedding than my last wedding. I think it'll definitely be a smaller wedding than his last wedding.
Hey, you made it. Welcome, Cheryl.
Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. Just happy to see you.
I started cooking dinner.
Oh no.
I was like, oh,
That's a
thanks
good
for the message.
distraction.
Yeah.
Are you married, Darlene?
I am, but my husband passed away, so I'm single again.
That does happen. My mom's in the same position. Was it a long marriage?
Almost 50 years.
That's
Oh,
pretty
wow.
decent.
Yeah, so I'd say that a long time.
Yeah, so I'll show you guys what I got so far. I'm doing this strawberry in a circle, and I got the red in.
Oh,
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Super cool. Has all your snow melted now?
Yes. Yes. Yay.
Right?
Yeah. Yes, I'm very happy about that. And it was like so dramatic. It was like there was snow and then there wasn't. None of the wet, sluggy, mushy, slide around in stuff for days and days.
Yeah. And it was one of those like the first day the rain came, it kind of took half of it out of my yard, and that second day, gone. I was so pleased.
Yeah. Yes.
I make a video after, and she's one of the main people that watches our YouTubes.
Oh, that's so cute. I love Denise. Miss her, man.
Yeah.
Where is she at, Morgan?
Churchill, Manitoba, which is where I lived before I
Ooh.
lived here.
Wow.
Yeah. She has been buried in her house, I think 4 weekends in a row over this year so far already.
Wow.
Well, I remember when we went to visit her and like we spent the first 2 days just digging the house out after we got off the train. It was like the first order of business for 2 whole days.
Yeah.
So is it true there's polar bears walking around the streets?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, they ripped her fence down a bunch of years ago.
Whoa.
It's interesting. We both got little barbecues, little hibachi barbecues this summer. And I actually got one because she bought one and was like talking about it, and she was all excited. And then a few phone calls in throughout the summer. I'm like, so have you used your barbecue yet? And she's like, no, I haven't. And I was like, oh, what's up with that? You were so excited about it. And she's like, yeah, I was thinking about it. And every time I go to use it, I'm like getting nervous. And I realized when the bear ripped down my fence, he was coming for my barbecue. And I'm afraid to barbecue again because I don't want to draw the bears to my house. And I'm like, valid point.
Yes.
Okay, we are down to our last 10 minutes. So I'm going to talk about the homework so that we get Lorene all ready. So I've been thinking about different stuff that we can explore and different things that are easier to work with, that still work for everybody's skill level. And something that I think that people kind of don't always think about as an art form, but I still do see as an art form, is fonts. So I was thinking it'd be kind of cool to explore working with a letter next week. So pick a letter,
Oh, okay.
letter of your name, or maybe the letter of the name of the person that you like the most, or whatever is your favorite letter. And there's lots of different ways a letter could look. I'd say go on Google and look up fonts and just see what you like the look of and try to copy that. And you can make it into a full drawing. It can be silly and cute. There's little people in there.
This was one of my favorite things doing when I was like, I want to say age 12 to 13, was like manuscript, like fancy letters, like not calligraphy, but just like the big title letter with like flowers and shit around it.
Yeah, like at the start of a medieval text.
Yes.
So yeah, here are some ways that I interpreted
I was going
letters,
through
but these could look entirely different. Yours could look
childhood.
entirely different.
Oh, I like the neon M.
Right? That one was pretty fun. So yeah, next week we're gonna do a letter. And like, if you're kind of grasping for ideas, we've used a lot of techniques over the 8 weeks that we've been doing this. Maybe you repeat one of those techniques into the letter. Like a letter would probably work really well with contrast grid. You could put a big.
I was thinking of doing a letter today, but I didn't.
I'm glad you held off until next week.
I am so in love with the letter W. I like gave my business like a W logo. I'm very much into this idea. I have many interpretations of it already.
Does everybody want to show how far they got?
And show mine.
Yeah, I
So-
do. I'm excited to see her.
So I was making a label for our songbook based on the first name that we were going to call it until I found out about the slur for First Nations.
Oh no.
Yes. So
Oh.
I'm gonna finish it, but then I'm gonna redo it. So
Oh, I really like
Oh,
that.
that's
Oh,
so
nice.
cute.
Love
Yeah.
it.
yeah. And
Oh,
the reason I like it is I practiced each one of Morgan's example before I even started to work on this. And and I put a quick draft in my book. And when you guys were talking about chug, I was just like, I was like,
oh no.
that fucking Murphy, like I was
Oh,
just
totally.
feeling too good and confident.
Oh, but it
And he
looks
just,
fantastic.
I know it does. I love it.
Okay,
You could
so
still,
So I thought of it, I
if you
thought of
let me,
put the
erasing
words,
the 8, but
yeah,
nothing worked.
just change it.
Yeah.
but if you
But
put
you know what?
the
It made
words
me,
like horizontally going out from the top of each letter, sorry, like you have your C and then you use that top one to
Oh,
write your,
show the acronym. That
yeah.
would, you could show the acronym.
yeah.
Yeah. Yes, I see. But it
And then
was
you
really good to measure like
Oh
the
my gosh, your
relationship.
ukulele looks fantastic.
But there's too many frets.
Oh, geez.
I
Complicated ukulele. Like, oh my God.
so it's not
Oh,
gonna
wow,
sound right. No, I really had so much fun and I just went, no.
oh, geez, I'm sorry.
No,
Because we
I'll
went
redo
off too. Oh, geez. Figures.
it. Murphy.
That's awful. I'm sorry.
I know. I'm sorry too. Okay. I have to see yours and then I have to go.
Oh, sorry, Matt.
oh
Oh,
cool.
very
Oh,
nice.
Yeah.
nice.
Purple and green, very cool.
How about you, Darlene? That's
Ooh,
looking really good.
Where is it?
You got a pattern in
wow.
there.
Like moon
Oh, I love it.
Getting some.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, yeah, I like how it's turning out.
Oh, nice.
Thank you.
strawberry.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, I like
Better
that a
luck.
lot. It just picks up the contrast in the
Very
two
good.
colors in the red. It's going
Yeah.
to turn us off in about 30 seconds. So thank you again for coming, everybody. And so letters
I
next
know.
week. Think about what your favorite letter
Have a
is
good
and
week.
what style. See you next week.
I
All right,
Take
bye.
care.
Good night.